feeding time. Time to put the guns away into the safe for the year. Feeding time. Time to put more weight on our deer.
Well, it is December 29th, 2022. The deer season's over. Had a great season, had a lot of fun. Really enjoyed our time in the outdoors, but now it's time to get back to the wildlife, get back to the deer. There's not a lot of browns out here. We've had a lot of really dry conditions. Food plots just couldn't take because we had no rain for, I think it was 6 weeks straight. No rain at all. So we're gonna supplemental feed with some buck bourbon, apple butterscotch feed. Today alone, we'll put out probably somewhere around 1,600 pounds of feed to help carry this herd through. Here in Tennessee, it's gonna get cold over the next couple months. We need to make sure we've got enough food for them. So anyway, let's get some feed put out for these hungry critters and hopefully get in and out without disturbing them too much. So let's do it. Let's take a quick minute to talk about Buck Bourbon Barrel Proof. Now again, I am not sponsored by Buck Bourbon. I don't own Buck Bourbon. I don't work for them. We use the products. We think the products are great. That's my disclaimer, okay? Just so we know. Now, Barrel Proof is supplemental protein feed with apple and butterscotch flavoring to make it more palatable to deer. Deer don't like protein. They don't want to eat protein. It's kind of like us eating a bowl of oatmeal. It's boring to them. They want to have something with a little bit more flavor to it. They love corn. It's like potato chips to them. This is far better for them. Much more nutritious, much better to put weight on them and to keep weight and muscle on them when they really need it, when it gets super cold. When you look through the bag, protein, fat, fiber, calcium, phosphorus, all kinds of good stuff that any animal would need, us included. And then going through the winter months, again, here in Tennessee, it gets cold and there's not a whole lot for them to eat that's nutritious. Okay, I give Buck Bourbon some airtime. Should probably do the same for Big Tine. So Big Tine, they come in 40-pound bags also. There's a lot of corn. There's like some sunflower seed shell casings in there. There's no protein that I know of. There's no real dense filler, but deer love it. They will destroy the stuff. This particular stuff, again, this is their Cherry Rush flavor. This is very similar to what's in the 40-pound bags. They've just figured out a way to put it in a block form. So if you were to take something like this and put it out in front of your stand in a state where it's legal, you can hunt over it. Here in Tennessee, that's not legal. They were kind enough to send this to us and let us test it out here and see kind of how the deer react to it, because we have fed Big Tine out here before. I think usually we feed anywhere from 2,000 to 4,000 pounds of Big Tine per year. And then we'll do about the same with Buck Bourbon, also some of the Treeline products. Again, we're not sponsored by Big Tine or Buck Bourbon or Treeline or anyone. I just want you to know what we're putting out and what we've found some success with. I think I'm rambling. We're gonna get back to putting this stuff out because our deer are hungry. Okay, buddy Scott's here with me. He's gonna help feed. Well, I guess this stealth cam just stopped transmitting.
Sure it's not in stealth mode?
So this is actually an experimental Buck Bourbon blend. This has not been put out anywhere yet. I can't tell you what it is, but we're gonna test this out to see if it'll come out and, you know, pull the little critters a little bit closer. Can't show you the label, but I promise you that if this works well, we're gonna let you know what it is, where to get it, and where you can pick it up. Look at that. Oh yeah. Can't see it. Those of you that watch the channel, a lot of times I'll pull in the electric UTV into that barn, and then I'll walk that fence line to the blind there that you can see from this side. So that back 35 acres is pretty rolling, and it's hilly and it's definitely rocky and rough. And it's a really great place to just kind of let grow up and let wildlife kind of flourish. Same with back here, which is more like our sanctuary. It's about 20 acres. Ooh, look at that spray. Ooh, that's from a big old boy. Okay, again, we are not sponsored by anybody, but this is, I get questions all the time about what we're putting out, and today you'll see we're going to put things that are not Buck Bourbon, but this is Buck Bourbon's corn topper. We're using some tree line corn, just Tractor Supply corn, to feed deer. And what you do is you pour that out, pour this on top of it. This has some sugar and some of the sweeter stuff that deer are going to need. There's also a little bit of mineral in there. So Scotty's going to pour out some corn, and then, well, he's going to pour it wherever he wants, apparently. I'll bring you with me so you can see what this stuff looks like. It's oddly satisfying watching this stuff come out because it's kind of like red syrup. Oddly satisfying. Almost like something from a horror movie. YouTube, this is not blood.
What was that movie called? Signs or something like that, where they, or also the Da Vinci Code?
Yeah, it's something like that. It's man, it's deep cherries. I mean, you get an idea of how.
It's like you're tasting a glass of wine. It's got a hint of deep cherry.
All this stuff, dude.
Some currants. I get the flavor of blackberry, and at the end it goes down with a little bit of.
Pairs really nice with an 8-ounce fillet. Okay, so we've done a lot of Buck Bourbon products so far. This is a Big Tine product. So a lot of people use Big Tine 40-pound bags with a cherry rush flavor. We use it out here as well. Deer absolutely love it. It doesn't have the protein that Buck Bourbon does, so we like to feed them both. I think diversity in anything's good. This is fortified with the nitro mineral and supplement, but this is, again, this is the same thing like you'd find in their 40-pound bag, but they've been able to put this into a block form now. This is not on the market yet. This will be on the market most likely this year. We're excited to try it out, and we're going to put it here in front of this camera, and we'll let you know here in the farm what our experience is. Thank you to Big Tine for sending this to us to try out, and to be one of the first people actually to even put this thing out on a piece of ground, which is pretty cool. So anyway, let's get it out. That's pretty cool.
So you know what the bag stuff's like. Does it smell like the Cherry Rush, like the bag when you put it out?
It doesn't smell as strong as the bag will, so I don't know from an attractant standpoint, like if it's as good, but I would think after the rain it breaks down a little bit. But we're just gonna set it out like it is, and right in front of that camera. Do the deer want regular corn with Buck Bourbon topper on it, or just Big Tine?
I bet they're gonna eat both.
I bet they're gonna eat both too. And or do they want raisinets? Yeah, obviously we've had some deer activity here.
That's obvious. That's dope.
Okay, moving on. Crazy, the lake is still frozen.
Sorry, Joe.
Whew. Nice little dusty. Hey, you're supposed to feed responsibly. Oh, I guess you did. That's probably your limiter.
Yeah. I think if we put any more Buck Bourbon in here, the Buck Bourbon's going to be on the ground.
Used to be our secret weapon, but it's not a secret anymore. Is It's been a great season, but I'm ready to get to some property projects we need to do. Probably gonna rent an excavator, get a bunch of tree work done, work the tractors a little bit more. We'll definitely do some more food plots and stuff, because that needs to be done. But during the hunting season, I never come back here unless I'm hunting. And most of the time, I'm just slipping in and out. I don't shoot anything. I'm just, you know, pretty picky about what we take off the property, because we want the herd to be healthy, and it's just more fun watching than it is really anything.
Did someone say healthy herd?
Next year, our target buck, can we name the target buck, the main one, Billy Squire?
Sure.
Because everybody wants, he was playing on the way out here. So next year our target buck should be, so every time we see him on camera, we'll imagine everybody wants, he was playing over his head. So we'll call our target buck next year Billy Squire.